Imagine you planted a single seed and woke up one day to find an entire forest. Now, what if I told you the same could happen with your money? That's right. Today we're diving deep into one of the most powerful forces in finance, a force Albert Einstein once called the eighth wonder of the world: compounding. By the end of this video, you'll understand why compounding could be the difference between just getting by and actually building wealth. Stick with me, because if you miss out on the power of compounding, you might be leaving thousands, maybe even millions, on the table. Let's dive in. But before we get too serious, think of this. How often do we binge watch our favorite shows, but don't spend 10 minutes a day on our financial future? Let's change that right here. All right, so what is compounding? Compounding is simply the process of earning interest on your interest. It's your money earning money on itself. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small, but as it rolls, it collects more snow, growing bigger and bigger, faster and faster. To illustrate, let's say you invest $100 at 10% interest. After 1 year, that grows to $110. But here's the magic part. In year 2, you're not just earning 10% on your initial $100. You're earning it on $110. And that small change keeps building, stacking on top of each other. Suddenly, it's not linear growth, it's exponential growth. When was the last time you thought about where you'd be financially in 10 years? If your answer is rarely, well, number 2, why compounding works best when you're young. Here's the thing about compounding. It rewards the patient and punishes the procrastinators. Time is the most crucial ingredient. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes, which is why it's especially critical for you. If you're between 18 and 30, if you start now, the money you invest will have decades to compound and grow. Let me share a story of 2 friends. One starts investing $200 a month at 20. The other waits until they're 30. By retirement, even though they both invested for 30 years, the friend who started at 20 ends up with nearly twice as much money. Why? Compounding had more time to do its work. Imagine the choices you could have at 50 if you start investing right now. But here's a kicker. Starting late doesn't mean it's too late. Stick around, and I'll tell you how anyone can still leverage compounding to maximize their wealth. Ever think about how your future self will look back and either thank you or regret the choices you make today? Think about that. Number 3, the mindset shift. From spending to investing for the long term. Now let's talk about something you might not expect: mindset. Compounding isn't just about math, it's about having a long-term mindset. Many people, especially in their 20s, prioritize instant gratification over delayed wealth. They see $50 as a night out instead of the potential seed for a small fortune. Here's a fresh perspective. What if each dollar you spend today isn't just a dollar gone, but an entire opportunity lost? What if every dollar you saved and invested could multiply 5x, 10x, or even 20x over the years? That's what happens when you shift from a spending mindset to an investing mindset. Think about it. If you skip 1 coffee a week, that $5 could become thousands over a lifetime. Number 4, the pitfalls, the silent wealth killers to watch out for. Let's address the villains in this story because they're real and they're sneaky. The 2 biggest enemies of compounding are debt and impatience. Credit card debt is like negative compounding. If you're paying 20% interest on debt, that's working against you, eating into your future wealth. Similarly, impatience leads to poor decisions, like pulling money out early or chasing risky investments instead of letting compounding do its job. So, next time you're tempted to take on more debt or cash out your investments early, remember this: compound interest can be your best friend or your worst enemy. But what if you could maximize compounding by avoiding just one common mistake? We'll get into that in just a second. Number 5, the big picture, the wealth compounding formula. Now that we know how compounding works, let's break down the formula to maximize it. Invest early, invest often, and stay consistent. Small contributions made regularly over decades will outperform large, sporadic investments. And don't be afraid of market ups and downs. Long-term investing smooths out the ride and allows compounding to work at full power. Imagine reaching your 40s and seeing the wealth you've created, not just for yourself, but for your future. Imagine the freedom, the opportunities, and the choices you'll have. This isn't just about making money, it's about building a life that you control. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Whatever that looks like, compounding is your ticket there. Number 6, the compounding plan. Take action today. So, how do you actually start? Step 1. Open a brokerage account or a retirement fund. Step 2. Set up an automatic monthly contribution. Even if it's small, you don't need a fortune to start. You just need consistency. For those of you who are 18 to 30, this is your advantage. Time. Use it wisely. And here's the catch. Every day you wait is a day compounding could be working for you. Do you really want to miss out on that? Think about how future you will feel about today's decision. Happy or regretting the chances they missed. If there's one takeaway from this, it's that compounding can be a superpower. You have the opportunity to use it right now. Are you willing to seize it? And if you want to know more about how to leverage the power of compounding in different ways, be sure to check out our next video about advanced compounding strategies. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.